Hey, what's going on, guys? So I want to talk about how to beat this deck over here, Lightsworn Dragons, or Dragonsworn, because it's a very popular deck and a lot of people have access to it. It's quite popular at regionals and it can still top. So let's go ahead and talk about some of the cards that you probably use in your main deck, and we're going to show you how to use them more effectively. So first card I want to talk about is Gores. This card, is in a lot of different decks, and the reason why I want to talk about Gores is because sometimes your opponent will have Light Pulsar and Red Darkness Metal on the field. That's probably the most common play that they have. They'll keep those on board as much as they possibly can. And so when they attack with Light Pulsar, you have the option of, perhaps dropping it immediately, or you might think, you know what, I want to drop it on the second attack because then I'll have a bigger token. You still essentially lose what you have on the field unless you have an answer in your hand next turn anyway. So sometimes what I'm saying is it's okay to drop the Gores on the first attack, because that way you still have essentially a monster. Maybe you have Caius in your hand, you contribute the token or Gores himself to sack and get rid of Red Darkness Metal. But first you obviously want to get rid of this card over here, Light Pulsar. Light Pulsar, as long as there's no other targets for them in the graveyard, you can get rid of Light Pulsar, no problem. But the thing is, if they currently already have a Red Darkness Metal in the graveyard, it can be quite difficult. And in that situation, I would suggest dropping Gores immediately, because you want to block and take as little damage as you can possible if you have an answer, let's say like Dark Holes, next turn, and you can possibly finish the game off. So that's just one thing I wanted to mention. Sometimes you don't need to take the Red Darkness Metal's attack and then drop Gores, because if you think about it, basically you'd have Gores and you'd have a 28 token. Let's say you took the damage. You can basically attack over Light Pulsar, and as long as there's no targets, this is what I would do. And, that would be dead, and then you would point for point with the token, and then Red Darkness Metal will die. Obviously, you attack in that order, because if you did not, Light Pulsar would just activate the effect, and he would bring out Red Darkness Metal. Red Darkness Metal would then bring out Light Pulsar once again. But the thing is, at that point, you just have a Gores on the field, which is great, and you've maintained field control. You currently have monsters, and as long as their field is kind of empty at the moment, it's good. But the thing is, what I wanted to basically mention and touch up on is basically, as long as you can keep the monster on the field, it's great. But like I said, again, if they already have a Red Darkness Spell in the graveyard, and they already have one on the field, then they're just going to get one back, and then you're going to have to deal with the problem a second time. And what I'm saying is, it would be better to drop it on the Light Pulsar in that situation, just so you take 2800 less damage, as long as you're able to answer the whole field next turn, essentially is what I'm saying. Another card I want to talk about is Torrential Tribute, and this card is, obviously really good. This should be self-explanatory. As soon as they summon Light Pulsar, if they have no targets, you can just Torrential right there, or when Light Pulsar dies, they'll get out Red Darkness Metal, they'll activate Red Darkness Metal's effect, and you don't want to Torrential Tribute right there, because then they will just go for the whole combo again. Keep that in mind, because I've seen a few people do that, and it's not very good when they go Red Darkness Metal effect, special summon Light Pulsar, and then someone goes Torrential Tribute. Remember when to Torrential, usually you want to do it on either the summoning of Red Darkness Metal, when they go, okay, banish one for that, you can do it on that, or there's a lot of different ways you can do it, but just keep in mind, you don't want to do that when they can get back Light Pulsar, and then, Pulsar's effect would activate, and then they just cycle their cards again. So remember to use Torrential Tribute on other things. Like, you can Torrential Tribute Lila, because she has, no priority. She actually didn't ever have priority. She only has priority to go to defense mode. But the thing I'm saying is, sometimes you can stop the deck, just right in its track before it can really start to go off. And, sometimes they will summon, like Eclipse Wyvern, and they'll just go Red Darkness Metal, and since there's no priority anymore, you can just go Torrential Tribute, and then that gets rid of it. So, pretty good stuff there. Next card I want to talk about was Solemn Warning. Now, Solemn Warning, it's in a lot of different decks, and the thing is, you want to keep in mind when you want to activate Solemn Warning. And the thing is, dragons can swarm quite fast, and the thing is, if they summon Light Pulsar Dragon, and let's say you already have a bigger monster in the field, they basically just want to crash, let them enter their battle phase and crash their Light Pulsar to bring out Red Darkness Metal. Because let's say, for example, you have a Gores on the field. It's at 2700 attack. They only have a Light Pulsar on the field. What they'll do is they'll probably just go, okay, I'll attack with Light Pulsar. They'll take 200 damage, Light Pulsar will die. They'll bring out Red Darkness Metal. They'll run over your Gores, and then main phase 2 they'll activate the effect. So what I'm going to suggest is not to warning the Light Pulsar summon immediately. What I'm going to suggest is, if that's the case, you have a face down Solemn Warning, you have a Gores, if they still have cards in their hand. Because the reason why is because if they go summon Light Pulsar and you go, okay, I'll Warning. As soon as they summon it, they'll just be like, okay, I'll just discard 2 cards and get Light Pulsar once again. Let them enter their battle phase, because after they've entered their battle phase, they can't really do much. I mean, sure, they can go, like, in the same scenario, like I said, where they're going to bring out Light Pulsar once again. What I'm saying is, if they go Light Pulsar, enter battle phase, attack, okay, it dies, and then they'll be like, okay, activate effect, and because Solemn Warning is spell speed 3, you can use that. You just go, okay, I'm going to negate Light Pulsar's effect, and then negates Light Pulsar's effect. And then they can go, okay, main phase 2, bring it back. And then now in main phase 2, they can't really attack. Because if they did that play, again, like I said, they can swarm still. They can still get over the Gores, is what I'm saying. They'll just get it out again. So keep that in mind when you're using Solemn Warning. Next card up, Monster Reborn. Now this card is really key in beating this deck. If they already have Light Pulsar in the field, and they have Red Darkness Metal in the graveyard, just get back Red Darkness Metal. The only thing really in that deck, other than Raikou, that they usually can use to get over, other than like Darkhold, but that's in like every deck, their answer to Red Darkness Metal is basically another Red Darkness Metal or Raikou, other than like Darkhold. But getting back this, when they already have one of these on the field, and that's the target they wanted to get, as long as you can just get rid of their target, essentially, with Light Pulsar, with the Reborn, it helps out quite a bit. So remember just to, usually you want to Reborn this card over here. Don't Reborn Light Pulsar, unless you're going for like game, and you just want to go for a Light Pulsar. Reborn is very important against that deck. But those are some of the cards that, that are in the main deck that you can definitely use a little bit better. I hope this video helps some of you guys out, because I know it is a very strong deck, and, some people have problems with it. Next card up, I just want to talk about some other cards that are great against the deck. So, obviously, Bottomless, relatively self-explanatory. Banish Light Pulsar, no more Light Pulsar. And then Blackhorn of Heaven, great card, because once they remove 2, you just go, oh, they go for Light Pulsar, and you say no, and you don't have to pay the 2,000 life with like Warning. Next card up, Thunder King, which just got reprinted as well. Well, it didn't just get reprinted, but it got reprinted a while ago, and so it's common, so a lot of people should have access to this card. This card is great against this deck, because, realistically, they don't have very many good answers to it other than Raikou. Raikou is an answer to a lot of problematic cards for their deck, and some only run 2. I personally think 3 is great, because that card it answers anything that's really problematic. But, Thunder King, what are they going to really do against Thunder King? Set Raikou, that's really about it. I mean, they have to go really minus, basically, to get rid of Thunder King. Or, I mean, they could just go Light Pulsar and you just, like, negate, and then, yeah. But the thing is, since Thunder King negates the summon, remember that it won't hit the field, so it will not get the effect. So that really helps out. Thunder King is just great against that deck. Another great card is Duty Crow, so you can remove the target with Light Pulsar that they're trying to get back. Very good stuff. And last card up, it's not seeing too much play, but D-Prison is pretty decent against the deck. If you can Dimensional Prison, a Light Pulsar when they already have the target, or if you need to get rid of Red Darkness Metal first, whatever the case may be, Dimensional Prison is still a decent card against the deck. Also a really great card, one of my favorite cards, as you guys know, is Tragodia. Just because it has really high attack, and there's very limited things that this deck can really do to get over huge monsters. Like, I remember someone was playing a variant of, like, dragons with, like, blue eyes, like the Blue Eyes, Red Darkness Metal, I don't know. Basically, what happened was someone got out a Blue Eyes, and the deck realistically couldn't get over it. There was nothing the deck could really do. If they've already used their Raikous, once a big monster's on the field, they have, like, or Blackluster Soldier, which is another great card that a lot of decks can run. If you get out Blackluster Soldier against the deck, it does help out, but if you're going for Blackluster Soldier, I would always recommend removing the card instead of attacking, in the off chance that they have Honest, because if they have Honest, then obviously you could probably lose. But yeah, keep that in mind, just remove cards when you have the chance instead of attacking, or if you got Chaos Sorcerer. Well, Chaos Sorcerer can't get over any of these. Anyways, so I hope, like I said, that these helped you out. What scores too? Yeah, I hope these 4 cards that you should be main decking in most decks. Gores might be questionable, but mostly these 3 are pretty standard, I'd say, and I hope this helps you out understanding. Basically, Solemn Warning, wait for them to go to their battle phase, and then try to bring out Red Darkness Metal, and then you're just warning it right there. Trust me, it's a lot better that way. And then as far as Torrential Tribute, do not Torrential when they're, like, bringing out Light Pulsar with Red Eyes Darkness Metals effect, or when they already have a target to get back. Just torrential when you see the Red Eyes Darkness Metal, usually when it comes on the field, because as you guys know, there is no priority because it's just a once per turn effect, not when it's summoned. So you can Torrential Tribute immediately, and that will help out. And Reborn, just Reborn the Red Eyes Darkness Metal when they have it in the graveyard, and if it's their only target. That really hurts the Light Pulsar. It hurts their little loop that they do. But I hope this helps you out, guys, because I know a few of you guys did PM me and you asked if I thought this deck was broken, and I think the deck is great. It's a great deck, and it can be countered, and these are some of the easier ways that you can counter it. Bottomless is probably one of the greatest cards against it. It really is. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and I hope this helps you out. Asian as White Dragon, signing out.